Hi, it's Elise here at Bowman Library with a whole new teen book spotlight. So for our theme this week, we are taking a look at books that have colorful covers. Because let's be realistic, we do judge books by covers. People say not to, but we do. And if there's one that catches your eye, you're gonna stop and you're gonna look at it. And you might end up reading something you never would have normally picked up. So we have 6 books today with some amazing colorful covers, and they're all different. We have books all over the place today. So let's get started. Our first one is Solstice by Lauren Allison. So 18-year-old Idri has always done what her parents have wanted her to do, down to the job in the family diner and the law internship that she hates and dreads going to every single day. So when her best friend Elena happens to strike gold and is able to get tickets to the Solstice Music Festival, it's going to be the biggest music festival of the century, and it's going to be on an island in the Caribbean, and there's a price tag of $10,000 a ticket. Adri decides that she's going to live life to the fullest and she's going to do what she wants to do. She digs into the savings and she buys the ticket to go to this music festival. When she goes against her parents' wishes, though, everything goes downhill from there. As they arrive on the island, nothing is as advertised. They find that there is no shelter, there's no tents, there's no food, there's not even toilets. And the musical festivals that were supposed to be there, the acts, they're not coming. So that right there is disappointing in itself. Mass chaos is going on. Plus then Adri stumbles upon a dead body. And that's when things start to really get out of hand, and she soon finds herself in a mystery that no one could ever guess or see coming. Part mystery, part horror, part adventure. You may not be able to put this one down. This is Solstice. Jane Unlimited. So we start our story meeting Jane, who has just recently become orphaned after the death of her aunt who raised her. So when her former tutor Kieran gets in touch with her and then randomly invites her to come to her family's island mansion known as Two Rivières for this incredibly insane gala, Jane accepts, but she has no idea what she's getting herself into. As she finds herself going around the estate, finding her way, and then meeting the family, staff, and other guests who are there, they each seem stranger than the last, and soon Jane finds herself in this position. Now, she faces 5 different choices, which could honestly determine the rest of her life. But with every choice, it comes at a price, which may actually lead her to a truth that she didn't even know she needed to find. This genre-bending story is one that does have an intricate plot, and to be completely honest, it can be confusing at times. But if you're looking for a book that's not your typical genre book and includes a whole bunch of things, and you want a book that's a challenge to read, you're looking for something that's going to kind of test the limits and boundaries, this is one you need to check out as soon as possible. This is Jane Unlimited. King and the Dragonfly. So King's world has turned upside down when his older brother, by 3 years, unexpectedly passes away. No one in this family knows how to deal with this, and 3 months later, they're still trying to figure out their lives now and the emotions and everything that has come with the events. King, though, thinks his brother Khalid has returned as a dragonfly, and every night he visits him in his dreams, and it is there that they talk, they share secrets, and Khalid gives him advice, including about what King is struggling with the most at the time, and that's that he's gay and he doesn't know how to come out to his family. King is also keeping secrets for others though in his life, including his best friend Sandy, who is the son of the sheriff. Now, the town sheriff is racist, and he actually physically abuses Sandy. And when Sandy comes out to King, not only about the abuse, but also about the fact that he is gay as well, King decides it's going to be up to him to protect his best friend, because there's no way that's going to come out well with his dad. So this realistic look at social issues like racism, coming out, and acceptance is one that is hopeful and will make you think, while also putting you in the shoes of others around you. This is King and the Dragonflies. Not So Pure and Simple by Lamar Giles. So Del and his best friend Quan are known all over the school for their conquests and wild times with girls from their town. But Del has always had this crush on his classmate Kira Westing. But she's basically been unavailable the whole time they've been friends, because she's with someone else. But when word gets out that there has been a breakup, Del decides, and he knows that this is his time to make his move. So when he gets dragged to church one morning by his mom, Kira's there as well. And, he's not really paying attention. He's, in his own little world. And at the end of the service, he sees her stand up and go up to the front. And he decides, hey, this is my chance to kind of get close to her. So he goes up to the front of the church with her. And before he knows it, he has joined this Purity Pledge group. And he's standing up in front, and he has no idea how to get out of it, no intention of, following through with the group. But then Del starts to find himself being challenged and evaluating his own behaviors towards girls, and maybe that his behavior needs to change. And on top of that, he starts making friends with some of these people in this group that he would never talk to otherwise. And this is filled with so many topics and conversations. It's a frank look at relationships and how males and females see each other. And I will tell you that there are some laugh out loud and awkward moments. So just be prepared. This is one of my favorites from last year. Lamar Giles, he is from Richmond. He's a Virginia author. Amazing. I highly recommend this. Definitely maybe for some older teens with this one, just given how frank the discussions can be. But it's so good. This is not so pure and simple. Summer Bird Blue. So for Rumi, all she has ever known is life with her younger sister, a musical partner, Leah. But when a car accident kills her, she's filled with so many emotions, including survivor's guilt, since Leah was her mother's favorite, or at least that's how Rumi feels. She's then spend her summer in Hawaii with her Aunt Annie, and Rumi finds herself in this grief so deep that she cannot get out of it. It's then that she meets two of her aunt's neighbors, and they're like polar opposites. There's 80-year-old Mr. Watanabe, who's dealing with his own losses, and then there's the teen surfer Kai, who's the easygoing and everything else Rumi is not, especially at this moment. As she starts to come out of her grief, Rumi decides that the only thing that's going to honestly help her is to finish the song that she and Leah were working on at the time of her death, no matter how painful it actually is to do that. This realistic book will have you feeling so many emotions along with Rumi, and can be something that either you can relate to because maybe it's happened to you in some way, shape, or form, or can put you in the shoes of someone else who is. This is Summer Bird Blue. And our last one for this week is Legend Born. So 16-year-old Bree is going through a lot. Not only is she this genius whiz kid who's in an early college program at the University of North Carolina, her mother was just killed in a car accident, and Bree has no idea how to deal with that either. So 2 days into the program on campus, she then witnesses this crazy demon attack, and no one else apparently can see what's going on but her. And then she finds herself sucked into this secret society called the Order of the Round Table, and she learns more about herself and her family and her history than she ever could have imagined. So when a war starts to brew between the demons and the Legendborn, she's going to need to make a decision that will not only impact her future, but the future of society as well. So this fantasy set in the deep south pulls no punches, especially how it looks at systematic racism, and it's filled with some action-packed, fast-paced fantasy. If you love a modern take inspired by like the classic Arthurian King Arthur stories, this is the first in a series. This is what you're going to be looking for. This is Legendborn. So these are just 6 of the books we have here at the library that have some colorful covers. So when you go to judge a book by its cover, maybe pick one of these, or there are tons of others that have some amazing covers that maybe you can pick from as well. So I hope you tune back next week when we have a whole new theme, and I hope you have a great week.